What's up, guys? It's Blake here, and like I said this past week, for Monday Night Raw or on Monday Night Raw, the reviews, both reviews, SmackDown and Raw, I would be bringing a more of an update video for everybody. If you, it's not more of an update; it's more of what's been happening. So, so what's happened is if you're a long time listener of the show, you'll know what I mean. But if you're new, you'll understand, and hopefully we'll get back to normal. So before we're gonna go all the way back to July, or June, July. The channel was growing. There was one point for 2 or 3 months we were only gaining 2 or 3 subscribers a day, and I'm not in this for money. I'm not in this for any of that. I could care less if we have 1 million subscribers. That's awesome. If we have 100, that's still just awesome. I'm only here because I really enjoy talking wrestling. I really enjoy this. I really enjoy what I do, and I really love this group of listeners. These guys, these people, these girls and these guys and gals that are basically like family. That come in every single week and listen to myself, Brian, Andrew, Kyle, even Chris, listen to our opinions on wrestling and then give us your opinions on wrestling. We also, I love that. I love being able to interact with everybody, and I love every single bit of this. So, I love doing this. So it's not what has happened in the past, and us not coming up with a lot of content that we used to isn't because that I don't like doing this anymore, and I'm only doing this because it's a hassle. No, that's not it. I love this. I honestly and truthfully, I never thought that I would be into something like this as much as I am right now. I love doing this every single week, and I wish I could do it every single day, but obviously we don't have a Monday Night Raw and SmackDown every day. But back to the story. Going back to June or July of 2016, the channel again, we only had 20 to 30 subscribers at the time. We weren't, growth was there, but at the same time it wasn't. We were slightly growing. It wasn't like we were gaining 10 subscribers every month, or 5 subscribers every single time we did a show or uploaded a video. So, which again is no big deal. So, June or July comes around, if not May, and the channel starts growing rapidly. I wouldn't say rapidly like we're at some crazy high number, but we're at a point now where we were gaining a subscriber or two every single time we did a live show, and just about every single time we did an upload for Next Big Thing or Keeping It Real. So we were gaining support, and I had a planned vacation, or not a vacation. I was going to Portland, Oregon, for some family reasons. There was some stuff that was going on. I needed to go there just for a little bit, for a few months, and basically just chill there, do what I needed to do, and then come home. It was nothing legally, legal trouble. It's nothing like that. I'm not in trouble. I wasn't in trouble. It's just I had to do something family wise that I'm not at. I don't think I should say. I could say it, but I don't think I should. It would have to be the person that has everything, has all these, the reason why up there, that person would have to be the one to say it. I don't want to put his information and his stuff out in the public. It's not my place to. So I went there, and we had a plan. My uncle, who was the producer for the WrestleMania show, because as longtime listeners know, Chris and I went to WrestleMania 32 in Dallas. So I was not able to produce the show, which is what I do. I'm the producer for every single show that gets uploaded. Every show, everything that gets uploaded is me, which I would love for that to change. Hopefully one day it does change. It'd be cool. I think it'd be cool to be able to have everybody put out their own content that they want. If there's something crazy that they really want to talk about, but if I'm busy or something, I'm not able to do it, that we can't, something like that. Or, if we had something what has recently happen. So the plan was I was going to go to Portland, Oregon, and I was going to trying to think of how to really word this. I was going to do the shows from my uncle from the house in Oregon off my uncle's laptop. We did the live show on WrestleMania 32, so I thought, all this will be fine. I'll be fine, easy. This is going to be easy, right? Well, I was wrong. I was extremely wrong. To be in fact, it's nobody's fault. It's not even my fault. It was just unlucky. In reality, it was just the fact that we were unlucky for this to happen. And what ended up happening is my uncle's laptop is in need of a fix. It really does need a fix, and we ended up not being able to stream anything. We weren't able to stream any of the live shows. But before we get into that, I also didn't realize that they didn't have the Eastern channels for USA Network. So what that means, people on the West Coast will understand the struggle, especially if they like watching live wrestling while it happens. So what ended up happening is, as everybody knows, on the Eastern side of on the Eastern Standard Time, wrestling it airs at 8 o'clock Eastern and ends at 11 o'clock Eastern. So what ended up happening was it would air 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and it would not go live. So we were watching what everybody was watching 3 hours ago. So I was not able to do live shows. I wasn't able to do anything live. And it really did stink. And what I mean by that is when Raw would end for everybody is when my Raw started. So I was not able to do a live review, which is what we do for the Monday Night Raw review, the SmackDown Live review. We do them live. So we discussed doing it not live. We discussed just doing it after, the next day or something. But, that would also make it where, because Andrew, for instance, doesn't get off work until 4 or 5, and that's still really early, and I was having to do things. So I wasn't able to do the shows, and then Kyle had work, and he wasn't able to do the shows. So it just turned into, okay, well, look, we'll just do the live shows. We'll just do the pay-per-views. So the pay-per-views come along, and SummerSlam and TakeOver actually went kind of smoothly. It really did go smoothly. We didn't have a lot of issues with the computer or the laptop. The microphone I was using was okay, wasn't doing that bad, and that went from there. We did our SummerSlam show and we did our NXT TakeOver Brooklyn show. Now Backlash happens, Backlash and Clash of Champions. Well, Backlash, it decided it didn't want to work. It froze midstream. So what ended up happening is we had to pre-record them, and that really did hurt when we had to pre-record everything. So we were no longer able to do live shows. So, and a lot of people know that our shows are big, and what makes our shows so special is, or not big, let me rephrase it. Our shows are special along the lines of we interact with everybody. That's the purpose of that show, is we interact with everybody there. Like, that is literally why I love doing the live shows. I could just do what everybody else does other than a few people and just do a pre-recorded show that a certain amount of people will listen to, a certain amount of people will enjoy, and then them be in the comment section, and then me decide if I want to comment back or not. Me, on the other hand, I love the fact that we have the live chat feed. And, like, we have Juan HD, who's an absolute lover of Roman Reigns. The guy loves Roman Reigns, and I don't hate him for it. I give him crap for it because I don't like Roman Reigns, but he loves Roman Reigns. And he can voice his opinion, and he wants to know. He wants to know what he thinks or what we think will happen with Roman Reigns and this and that and this and that. Like, he asks us questions because he's he's really curious about everything. And that's one thing I love. I love when people come in and voice their opinions. Like you'll hear me say every now and then, "Hey, if you think comment what you think. If you think we suck, go ahead." Like I want to hear what you think. Like I know I'm not the best. None of us are. But I love that fact or that factor into these live shows that you guys can also join in with us. So we lost that. So from Backlash to Hell in a Cell, we did the pre-recorded shows. Didn't do a Monday Night Raw review. Didn't do a SmackDown live review. And as I was saying, most people that know that when we were coming out with content a lot, we had a Monday night. We had the reviews on Mondays and Tuesdays. We had Next Big Thing every other Thursday. We also had Endgame, which the status of Endgame right now is still really up in the air. I was told that not to talk about it, but I think people that are fans of Endgame deserve to know. Endgame really wasn't that crazy big. We did a few shows with Endgame. It was good. They were good shows, but a lot of scheduling factors got in the way, and it made it where at first it was going to be an every week thing. Then it went from an every week thing turning into an every other week thing, and then I went to Oregon, and I was originally not going to co-host Endgame anymore because the guys that were hosting it were really, really good friends, and they had chemistry back and forth, and I didn't. I didn't have a lot of that chemistry that they did, and I thought, these guys, I'm doing all the wrestling shows and I'm doing Endgame. These guys are, these guys are big gamers. I'm a big gamer myself, but these guys are big gamers. They really pay attention to the news. They really know what they're talking about. I'll let them do it, and I won't, get in their way and do, kind of be the odd man and everything like that, which I was never the odd man and nothing. Like, we never had problems. Colby's still one of my best friends to this day. And I actually just went to his house this past weekend, and we hung out this past weekend. So, there's nothing along those lines that we don't get along. Me and Tom get along still. I get in Discord and we talk about, we just talk BS. I mean, shoot, we did, we joke around a lot. So, they didn't come out with it because Colby started school again. Tom was going to work, and and everything like that. Dexter has had things going on too, so it never ended up happening, and it never got uploaded. So Endgame never got uploaded. Keeping It Real never got uploaded, and we were no longer doing live shows, as I said. So I was just like, okay, that's fine. We'll just even though it's not 100%, we'll just keep doing the shows. So, fast forward to November. I've stayed there for 2 to 3 months. Fast forward to November, and the beginning of November, I get my flight home. I go home. I'm extremely excited to be able to do the show again. Like, I'm doing nothing. I mean, we come out of video, we're back, blah, blah, blah. And, after the We're Back video, we have a Keeping It Real episode the next day. Like, things look good and things are going in the right direction. So this is where things will kind of take a turn. And again, for the long-term listeners, you understand we did that on a consistent basis, doing every show every week. So my great-grandmother is one of the closest women or closest people I've ever been to. I'm really blessed to have the relationship that I have with my great-grandmother. She's 91, and she, I basically grew up with this woman. Her, in reality, she helped raise me. And she took a hard fall. She took a hard fall outside of her home, and she was pretty banged up. It really put me in a down place. She's fallen before, but not like this. She broke her wrist. She had a few black eyes. And I'm not here asking for sympathy. I'm not that type of person. I don't like being that person that's wanting, people to feel bad for me. I don't like that. So she, like I said, she took the hard fall. She she ends up having to go to the hospital. Now she's always had really bad kidneys, and that's been one of her biggest problems. Is a long time ago she got a kidney stent into her bladder, and we think that that might be what a problem of why her kidneys have been so bad. So her kidneys have always been really bad, and come to find out, her kidney wasn't doing that good at all. Like it was actually really doing bad, and we didn't really know what to do. So we ended up so she ended up going to the hospital. And when she went to the hospital, uh things didn't look good at all with her kidney. They didn't know what was wrong with her. At first we were told that it was she had cancer in the kidney. Then we were told that she had just a kidney infection. Then we were told that she had a bladder infection. Then we were told that she might have her kidney might be failing her. It, it so it wasn't looking good at all for her. And again, this woman I'm very close to, and I love her to death, and I've always been close to her. My family's been close to her. She's like that safe space. If something's not going right, I know I can go over there. I could either talk to her about it, or I could just go over there and relax, and she wouldn't judge anybody about it, or me, for example. So we so she ends up going into a little retirement home or a nursing home for a little bit to rehab basically to make herself feel a little bit better. And things are looking up. This is end of November now and going into Christmas in December, and things are looking like they're getting better. She ends up being able to go back home, and she's making trips to the hospital, but she's in pain. She's in a lot of pain. She actually goes a uh, into a kidney surgery, and they put a stent in because again they thought it was an infection. So what the stent was supposed to do, if she had an infection, is it was going to basically get rid of the infection. It was going to flow through the stent, and everything was going to go through like that. So we thought everything was going to look forward. She gets the surgery. At first, we were told that she was going to have her kidney removed. Now, if anybody knows, for a 91-year-old, having your kidney removed is not the best idea. You can live with one kidney, but having that type of surgery with being 91, you'll be lucky to get out of the surgery alive, and two, you'll be lucky to survive and not have your other kidney fail. So we immediately thought, oh Lord, let's just see, because it's her decision. It's no longer she's able to decide for herself, and she decided to do it. But they don't go for the kidney surgery; they remove it. They just put a stent in, and they have the stent in. Things are looking kind of okay. She's in pain, but that's normal. That's normal for her to be in pain, and her pain is getting worse and worse and worse, and we come to find out that she goes to the doctor, and the doctors are still, look, people that have lost grandparents and people that have lost really close relatives that are older in age, and people that are kind of familiar with how everything works will understand this. What the doctors were doing were they were trying to give, I wouldn't say confused signals, or they were saying, oh, this is it, oh, this might be it. They were giving us all these things, or telling us all these things. That way they wouldn't have to really deal with the problem. And, me saying that sounds totally messed up. Thinking about it, it's just like, oh my God, like how can a group of people do that to anybody? Well, it costs a lot of money. It might be like, why are you saying that? But it costs a lot of money to do that stuff. So what ended up happening is they were basically, beating the bush, or beating around the bush on it. They weren't really telling her what was wrong. And my grandfather, her son, is finally just tell her. She deserves to know what is wrong with her. So at this point, we're kind of all at the idea, like, we know, like, her kidney is failing her. And the doctor comes out and says, "Look, Miss Garrett, your kidney is failing you, and with the way everything is looking, you're looking at a month to live." So this is back in, this is now at this point, we're in mid-February that we're being told this. And, it kind of hit hard. It really hit hard. And this is, I was really at a low place. Not a low place, but I was really down. I wasn't depressed. I wasn't, anything like that. But, this is a woman that, again, I was very close to throughout my 20 years in life. And, I'm being told, she only has a month to live. And immediately all the good times that her and I went through are just crossing my mind. And then just the thought process of her, possibly not being here was, coming across my mind. And, it made me sad, which I think it would make anybody sad that was close to anybody. So we, as a family, we're okay. Like, we understand, we're okay with it. She's ready to go. She's the last one left out of all of her relatives and brothers and sisters. Her husband, my great-grandfather, died in 1991. And she's personally ready to go. She's ready. And for a 91-year-old, this woman would go to choir. She would sing choir every Tuesday, do a soup kitchen for her church every Friday, go to church every Sunday. This woman was up and about. She was doing a lot for a 91-year-old, and even the doctor said, the way her body condition is just outstanding for being a 91-year-old. But her body caught up to her. It caught up to her, and, she wasn't doing well. So on March 7th of this year, just a week or two ago, she passed away. And it's why we didn't have a SmackDown Live show on Tuesday, because she died on that day. And what I was trying to do, to be honest with you, I was going to try to have Kyle and Andrew do it, but Kyle had work, and I was in shock, or not in shock, but it was at a point where it's just like, I can't believe she's actually gone. And so I was just, accepting it. The funeral was this past Friday. I, did all that. And, we did a show this past Monday. And, what I'm trying to say is I'm sorry that we haven't gotten the content out. Because I did promise. I promised when we got back, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing this, we're doing that. We're having all the content come out. And I haven't done that for anybody. I haven't done that for anyone because I've been at this, I've been down. And I'm okay. I promise everybody that I am okay. I'm not depressed. I'm not any of that. I'm okay personally. I will be okay. But it was new. And that is why content for the Realist Podcast channel has been very lackluster. That's why you're only getting live shows on Monday, Tuesdays, and then on pay-per-views. So with that being said, myself, Andrew, and Kyle are looking forward to the future. With WrestleMania right around the corner, we're going to be producing a lot of content. I am going to start buckering down, and we're going to start doing, every single, not every day podcast, but we're going to have podcasts a lot. We're going to do our regular shows. We're going to do all of that. I know there's a lot of, for the long-time listeners that are fans of these shows, you're going to be looking forward to that. And I'm glad, because I love doing all these shows. The only show that, I love doing them all. There was this one show that I didn't like doing ever. I love doing every single show that I did. And we've decided, we're going to content-wise, we're going to bucker down and we're going to start doing a lot of content again. It's going to happen. So, again, like I said, I just want to apologize because, yeah, I've been going through this. People are going to say, "Oh, you don't need to apologize," but I promised you guys that the content would go back to normal. So again, the content will be going back to normal with a live review every Monday and Tuesday. We'll have Keeping It Real on on Thursdays, every other our next big thing, not Keeping It Real. Next big thing, either every other Thursday or every Thursday. And the reason why we might not do it every single Thursday is because NXT is only an hour long, and storyline wise, it can get kind of hard to talk about the same or to talk about maybe one topic, because really, in all honesty, only one thing gets done when you deal with NXT. Like, one storyline will be focused, and that's what usually happens. So again, we're going to more than likely we will do Next Big Thing. It'll be either every other week or it's going to be every single Thursday. Keeping It Real will be every single Saturday, unless there's an NXT TakeOver show. Then we might do that on a Friday or something. But we are going to return to our every week programming. It's not going to be this week. We're not going to do it this week because we're just not. It's still the whole loss is still really new. So I'm gonna let it kind of let it go through its process a little bit. If by next week is my goal to return to everything. If by next week I'm still feeling really down, then it's going to be the next week. But we're looking at the next week or two to return Keeping It Real in Next Big Thing and anything else that happens, because there's a lot of news that has broken over the past few months that I have not even touched my computer to break it. So everything will be returning back to normal. Again, I want to say sorry, and even though people are going to say, no, you don't need to say sorry, look, again, I promised everybody, and I want to thank everybody that has sat through this and has still been around and has checked out the channel. Again, I'm not here for money. I'm not here just to make, to do this or that. I'm here because I love talking wrestling. I love the interaction, like I said earlier. So this has been more of a personal video than I've really ever released, because I've honestly and truthfully, all you guys really know is my name. It's all anybody really knows. I really don't go into depth about my personal life, but this has been really personal, and this is something that has really not gotten to me, but this is something that has really kept me down and has been a reason why content has been really lackluster. So I just want to thank every single one of you for listening every single Monday and Tuesday. Shout out to Juan, Michael, Reckless, Bella. I'm trying to think of names. I'm so bad with names unless I saw you in the chat. Gosh, I know who I'm missing. I just don't remember his name. I know who it is. Who is it? He's from Ireland. You know who you are. I'm so sorry that I forgot your name if you're listening to this, but shout out to you guys for being there every single week. So we will be back Monday with the Monday Night Raw review. Same with SmackDown. And then we're looking at having the shows return next week. Again, if I'm not feeling up to par for it, then it's not going to happen. But so until next time. Also, before I end this, I also want to thank Andrew and Kyle for really dealing with it, because I know Andrew has been. It has really bothered Andrew that we haven't, because he's out of the three of us, he is the one that really pushes a lot to do these shows, because he really enjoys doing this, and and Kyle will do the same thing. But I just want to thank them for battling me, or not battling, but staying with me. They could have easily just have given up and said, look, this isn't, we're not doing this, this, and this, and I'm done. So I want to thank them also for being incredible co-hosts and being an incredible friends. So until this next Monday, this has been the story. So, again, I'm glad that I hope you guys understand, and if you do, thank you, and until next time, peace out.